Good morning, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. Yokohama F Marinos versus Newcastle in a pre-match show. Before we get into the show and to the comments as well, if you do like what you see, please do smash that like. It does help the channel up the search and means new viewers find it more easily. So please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. It is free. Also, hitting the subscribe, which is free to do so, helps the channel grow. So if you've not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. Also, hitting the bell notification lets you know when I'm live, have a pre-record or any upcoming shows. You can become a member by clicking the join button. It is 99p a month. And if you want to make a donation, do that chat clicking on the dollar sign. Any super chats read out first as well. Also, all money reinvested back in the channel. So, yes, so today we play our final game in Japan. We won the first game comfortably 4-1. So let's see how we do today. It is live on NUFC TV. So if you have your pass or whatever, yeah, it's on there. And look, if we win today, it's a successful enter Japan, I suppose. And, and it sets us up lovely for next weekend for the Seller Cup as well. Right, let's just nip into some comments and see who's in the house. And I know this is an early morning show, but because it's an 11 a.m. kickoff as well. And I'll bring you the team news as soon as the team news is out, which will be whenever it comes out. So I'm not sure if they'll do it an hour before or maybe an hour and a quarter before. It depends, because normally, just because it's a friendly, I don't think they're going to stick to the rules of it being like out on like an hour before. So as I say, we'll wait until that important team news comes out and we'll bring it to you. Right, Troll says, hi, Tony. Hi, Trolls. Hope you're well. He says, I can't see us getting Guehi, to be honest. I hope I'm wrong. No, we'll talk about that in a moment. Can't understand why House sees Miggy as a key player and does nothing but run. And if you're a marathon runner, that's great. But if you're a footballer, that's not enough. I think it's probably tongue-in-cheek from Eddie Howe. I think what he's doing is he's just bigging Miggy up in the hope that somebody comes in with an offer for him. But then you might have a bidding war. Who knows, So maybe Eddie Howe's just bigging them up just to get the price up a little bit more. So it might just be a bit of gamesmanship from Eddie Howe. Well, we hope that's what it is anyway. Jody says, morning, good morning, mate. I hope you're well. Mason says, good morning, Mason. Hope you're well too. Another youngster in when we are getting first team upgrades, getting annoying. Yeah, I mean, look, Osula, well, it's not a done deal yet. Apparently, he's got to agree personal terms yet. And then there'll be a medical booked. But look, I've sat back and thought about this. Look, okay, his stats are not great. Let's be honest. The stats for this lad is not great for Osula. But, is it a Paul Mitchell signing? There's the guy there. Is it a Paul Mitchell signing? Maybe there's potential there that they can tap into. He's raw, and at £10 million, it's a low risk signing. So if it doesn't work, you can more or less get your money back and just get rid. Or if you have to take a hit and lose him for a 5 or 6 million, you're not losing too much money out of him. So in some ways, I can see where it's coming from. We ain't going to be selling Wilson this window because he's out injured or he's recovering from back surgery. So Wilson ain't going anywhere. So he's going to come in possibly as a third striker. And look, who knows? Training with a group of players which are much better. No disrespect to Sheffield United, but, we got the likes of Bruno, Joe Linton, Joe Willock, Anthony Gordon. When you're training with better players than what Sheffield United got. And as I say, that's no disrespect to Sheffield United whatsoever, but when you've got the talent in our team, that might up his game as well. So who knows, And look, as I said, Sheffield United were a very poor team last season. So maybe, maybe that's where the thinking is as well, that he can do well. Hello, Tony and everyone. Good morning, Anthony Ross. Hope you're well. Anyone else worried about the lack of signings? Do you know what, Geordie? Look, there's 3 weeks to go for the window to shut. Well, 3 weeks yesterday, the window shuts. we know how quickly deals can be done. And I'm not at the stage where I'm worried. If I got a deadline day and we were scratching around trying to get signs, and then I'll be bloody worried because it'll be like the price will go skyrocketing. But I think generally the Premier League's been pretty quiet on the transfer front. And again, this is down to them three letters which I hate, PSR. So yeah, again, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I wouldn't get too worried yet. Morning, afternoon, evening to the world. Good morning to you, Jan. You won't say key player at that club's how bad Mickey has become, so I would say good, great player, not key if you're selling him. No, absolutely not. Give this kid a chance, absolutely, Mark. That's what I'm saying. He may turn out. I mean, look at Gordon when we spent 45 million. People weren't happy about Anthony Gordon. I put a video out there and I said, look, Anthony Gordon was a rough diamond that needed smoothing out, and he's been smoothed out. And look at the season he had last year. This kid could come in. Osula. Wilson may be on the injury table, so he may be then the second choice striker. He may come in, bang a few goals in, and you may think, wow, hang on, this is not the player we've seen at Sheffield United. And all of a sudden, you've got a player in your hands whose value will just go, boom, skyrocket. So you don't know. That's the thing. Just got to give him a chance. I agree with Mox's Mason, absolutely. There's always decent players who get relegated. Yes, there is. I mean, look, we got Nick Pope. I mean, he got relegated, didn't he? And, you look at Brentford, they've got Ben Mee, the defender. I think he's a cracking defender. Ben Mee, he's not a bad centre-half. Not that I want him at Newcastle, but I'm just saying, he's a solid centre-half. And again, Brentford picked him up for nothing. So, there is good players when they do go down. It's not always the players, the good players that do go down, it's not their fault they've gone down. It's the fact is the team as a whole haven't been great all season. Changed my mind about Osula. I trust Mitchell, but I just don't trust the house when it comes to signings. That's the way I look at the transfer window. It's our last pre-season friendlies on next weekend, yeah. If we don't sign anyone, we can forget Europe because the teams around us have upgraded their squads. I mean, West Ham have signed Somerville. They're on the verge of signing Fulkrug. They're making signings, aren't they? Yeah, absolutely, Geordie. I mean, Fulkrug, I would have had him in as even as second choice striker, because I think he's a terrific, terrific player who will get you goals. Once these young players play with better players around them, who knows, anything can happen. Yeah, absolutely, Jan. Morning, Craig. He says, what time's the match? It's 11 a.m. kickoff UK time, which is 7 p.m. kickoff in Tokyo. Villa strengthened, Man U have strengthened, and so on. Yeah, but Man U has strengthened, but that £60 million defender's now out for 3 months with an injury, and Rasmus Højlund's missing 6 weeks. So, that's, so that's not a great start, is it? But look, let's talk about the talking point that came out yesterday. And news broke, and David Ornstein broke out the news as well, and it regards this guy here. There he is, Marc Guehi of Crystal Palace, who we saw play in the Euros. The one that was supposed to be the weak point in the England squad in the Euros, but actually had a terrific Euros for England, let's be honest. Yes, he missed a one game through, picking up a second booking. But look, this guy, I think he's a terrific centre-half. He really is a terrific centre-half. And, look, it's going to cost a lot of money to get him through the door. But what you've got to remember is people keep saying where's the money coming from? Where are we going to get the money to buy this player or that player? And, this is what I've been saying for a while. I've said Newcastle have the best accountants going. They probably have top-notch accountants. And they've probably told Newcastle how much they can realistically spend before PSR starts to become a problem. And this is what I've said for a long time, and I still back up saying this, and that is exactly what it is. They maybe just been keeping it dry just to see if anybody else was coming in for Guehi. I'm surprised a lot more teams haven't been in for him by now, even clubs abroad, if I'm honest. But look, you could maybe go to Palace and say, look, we'll offer you 60 million quid plus add-ons. Maybe that might be the deal breaker. Who knows? I mean, look, he's got a contract for another 2 years, so 2026. So they don't have to literally sell him straight away. SofaScore have gotten valued at 36 million euros. He's worth a lot more than that. Strengths are his ground jewels. He's got no weaknesses. I mean, at Euro 24, started all 6 games that he played, because obviously he missed that one. He missed one big chance in front of goal, which but he got an assist, and that was for Jude Bellingham. 2 clean sheets he was involved with, and he got the 2 yellow cards, but that was it, you know. If we look at his stats back in the Premier League, he started 23 out of 25 games. You know, he got 1 assist, no goals, but he's a defender. But he was part of a Palace team that kept 4 clean sheets. You know, and look, his ball recoveries per game is 4.8, so it's a little low, but he's still a quality defender. And he got 2 yellow cards all season as well. So his discipline is really, really good. He is a great defender, let's be honest. And look, if we got him, that would be fantastic. If we don't get him, then we'll see what happens. But I'm sure we're there looking at him, and you know, we're not probably going to be the only club looking at Marc Guehi now. Now that we've made an approach, there'll be a lot more coming in now to make an approach as well. But if we get him in, it brings the average age down in the defence as well, so it makes the defence look a little bit younger, which is what you want. You want young defenders as well. Eddie Howe's got a good record with young players. Yes, he has, Mark, absolutely. Osula reminds me of a raw Anthony Gordon. Given some top quality coaching, this lad could terrorise defenders. Exactly that. That's why I'm not going to be too harsh on him. Yes, okay, he hasn't, you know, set the world alight with Sheffield United, but as I said before, no disrespect to Sheffield United, but they do have some awful players in that team. And look, when you're playing in a team that's rock bottom, that gets 8 goals put past them by us and goals scored for fun past them from other teams, you know, this is the thing, you know, and players start to feel it, and then you're not getting really much of a chance up front. I'd hate to be in the trenches with you, other than Elise, no one has moved, I'd want. Absolutely, Craig. I mean, look, you know, this transfer window's been a real slow burner. I mean, Chelsea's going out there buying player after player, and I'm just wondering where they're going to put all these players, to be honest with you. You know, I would just love to see what they're going to do with these players. Marc Guehi would be an outstanding sign if we are able to sign, especially with Botman being out injured. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, Botman's been back at the training ground, as he put his picture up the other day. Look, he's getting fitter by the day. He's getting through this rather quickly, quicker than people thought, because originally he was out till probably Christmas, like January next year. But the way he's coming back and the way he keeps stepping things up, looks like, you know, I'm not saying he's going to be not far away, like he not be back within a month or two, but who knows? He could be 2 months ahead of schedule, so he could be back, say, in October. Who knows? But I think that'll be down to the medical staff at the end of the day, whether he's fit enough for a return eventually. But at the moment, at least he's getting there. He's stepping things up, which is good. It's a step in the right direction. It just shows you how well he's doing. How doesn't play youngsters over 20 isn't a youngster. We have money, Adidas, Salah, UCL money. Yes, we do, Trolls, absolutely agree. But there again, maybe we are being slow on the transfer, but maybe we're doing it for a reason. Maybe, like of looking at Marc Guehi, maybe this is the thing, you know. We know we've looked at Nicolas Gonzalez, but again, it wouldn't surprise me if all these players that we've looked at and currently have been a smokescreen and somebody else comes in over the top that we that we never thought of would be coming into the club. So we just have to wait and see what happens. The team sheet's out now, so it's out now, the team sheet, right? Okay. They've put that out early, haven't they? As I say, it's not a Premier League game, so it's... Right, the team sheet is Vlachodimos in goal, Cher, Joe Linton, Harvey Barnes, Alexander Isak, Lewis Hall, Livramento, Miggy Almiron, Kelly, Longstaff, and Bruno. On the bench is Pope, Ruddy, Lewis, Kraft, Jacob Murphy, Ashby, Byrne, Jamie Maley, Turner Cook, Heffernan, Parkinson, Harrison, and Sanusi. So that is the lineup. So we're going with a back four of Livramento, Cher, Kelly. I'll recommend playing left centre back, Lloyd Kelly, that is, and Hall on the left back. So I will put that team sheet in the up on screen in just one moment. So yeah, not a bad lineup. Gives her a chance to see what Vlachodimos is like in goal, you know. Remember this guy a few years ago, Benfica had a £60 million release clause. There we are. There's the team, and obviously we're wearing the away shirt as well. He was 35 million pre-Euros. Yeah, he was. But then obviously he had a good Euro, so it puts your money up, doesn't it? Your price goes up. I want to keep Mickey Trips. Both haven't played well since the first half of last season. Same with Longy. Well, there is talks that Eddie might be willing to get rid of Longstaff. And the thing is, if you look at it, Longstaff's got less than a year on his contract, and there's been no talk of any contract talks for Longstaff. So does that not suggest that he's on his way out? Somebody comes in with 20 million, I'm sure we'll take it. Osula had his development destroyed, pushed into a first team at 18 due to injury, sent on loan, then called back due to injuries. Kid needs TLC and coaching that he could have a diamond to polish. Yeah, absolutely, Craig. He's very raw still, isn't he? Can you see the team going with three centre-backs and holding Livramento on the flanks as another formation that we can deploy? I mean, look, yeah, I agree. I mean, we could go to a back three and play them two as wing-backs. They're quite capable of playing as wing-backs. Will Eddie change that around? But that's the thing. How much will he do this? Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that one. But I think if we say Marc Guehi, does that then put an end to the transfer of Malik Chow? Do we then not bother going for him no more? That's the thing. So if Marc Guehi comes in, then that pushes Chow out the way then, doesn't it? If we go with three defenders, we have to play 3-4-3 because of our wingers. Minty is going for Brighton game after game. I mean, yeah, look, we know it's only friendlies. Let's see how he does in the Premier League. But I tell you now, if he goes into this Premier League season and has an absolute storming season, then my God, we're going to think, God, what a player we would have had. Let's hope that doesn't happen. How does man upset the apple cart might be his own undoing. Needs to learn to be ruthless and fast. David says can play with Gordon as only winger, but give him more number 10 role as well. Yeah, absolutely. Oddie had a worldly save against Hull just as Pope. Yeah, absolutely. And Pope saved a penalty the other day as well. Did Alfie Harrison go to Japan? Yes, he's on the bench, mate. He came on the other day as well. Apparently he's not looking too bad, so maybe that's a good one for the future. Longy was bad last game. He needs to step it up. Oh, I hope he's sold. They need to extend Longstaff's contract or he leave on a free. That's a thing, Key. I mean, look, maybe we're just waiting to get him out the club. Maybe we're selling him. Jan says, Sean and Miggy start. Good show from Eddie for our sale. 15 million each, and off they go. I think you get a bit more for Miggy. I think you could get 20 million for Miggy. And I think you could probably push 20 million for Longstaff, to be honest with you. He's a proven Premier League player. That's the thing. And Longstaff, no disrespect, I think would do better for a team mid-table than a team that wants to go higher. I mean, look, he hasn't been bad for us. He hasn't been great. But I think the time is now to say, look, thank you, Sean, for everything you've done for Newcastle United. And, you know, if somebody comes in and offers the money, take it. Who knows? Someone like Fulham may come in for him. You never know. Longstaff was carrying injury last year and still got around 8 from midfield. Can't see him being sold yet, says Craig. Well, thing is, Craig, we've got plenty of midfielders. We've got Miley. Well, we've got the Miley brothers now because it looks like Jamie Miley's playing all right, isn't he? Not only have we got the Miley brothers, we've got Willock, Joe Linton, Bruno, Tonali. So where's he going to fit in there? That's the thing. Where is he actually going to fit in there? So we'll see. Bias says Longstaff leaving on a free might be the only way to get him out the door. Absolutely, mate. There are a few players needed this summer off. Joe Linton, Longstaff, Isak got it. Shane Gordon and Bruno didn't know because they were playing competitive football, weren't they? But it's nice to see that Bruno's playing as well. And he's the captain as well. So that's a good sign, isn't it? And I'm sure he'll enjoy being the captain. Longie's been awful last season. And maybe it's an injury. That's why how did see what it injured then. I mean, look, Longstaff's playing, but he's not captain. So, strange one, isn't it? If Longstaff not saying, not playing hardball on his contract, then you sell him off. New blood is always a good thing. Absolutely. And hello to you, Daniel. I hope you're well. And you're just signing a lot of players. Are you happy with who you've signed? Somerville. We'll have to see how Somerville does in the league as well, in the Premier League, because he had a great time in the Championship for Leeds, but, Premier League's totally different. So we'll see. We're still waiting to see what's happening with this guy, Dubravka. I mean, look, we've got 5 keepers. We still need to get this man out the club as well. All quiet on the front of Dubravka at the moment. Let's hope somebody comes in for him, because we certainly do not want 5 keepers on the books, that's for sure, because they're not all going to play, are they? So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, in terms of this man, Almiron, I think we could hold out and get maybe 20 million for him. I can't see why we couldn't, or even push it for a little bit more. Hopefully, if he has a good game today in the friendly, somebody might look at him and think, wow, hang on, I want him. He's worth a punt, So, who knows? You just never know. So let's hope and pray he has a good game and somebody comes in for him. So yeah, let's hope Miggy goes. Now, that's still speculation going on, and the Liverpool Echo are pushing it out again. That Anthony Gordon wants to go to Liverpool. He wants the Liverpool move, and he's going to tell the owners that he wants to leave. Well, I think that's a load of tripe. That's all just being pushed by a paper that is probably printed in Manchester just to unsettle our players. Now, there is rumours that the club are going to have talks with Gordon, maybe to extend his contract, and absolutely. And I hope we do extend his contract. But to come out and say that he wants the Liverpool move, has he actually come out and said that? Has he said that publicly? No. It's just the fact that he's a Liverpool fan, because he supported them as a boy, and because there was this talk of him before the PSR, deadline, that he was going to Liverpool, and now they keep pushing it. I hope the owners get it sorted out with him, get him a new contract, get it announced as soon as possible, and then that'll put to bed any rumours that he's off to Liverpool. Because we cannot lose this guy at any costs. because how the hell do we replace him as well? We need a top-notch right winger. We've got a top-notch left winger here. We cannot afford to go into the season needing another top-notch left winger. So absolutely not. I know we've got Harvey Barnes as well. Less midfielders than last year, and look how that went with injuries and suspensions. If you're playing 3 in midfield, you need 6 minimum. Yeah, because we lost Elliot Anderson, didn't we? Dubs needs to go if Howe keeps all 5 questions have to be asked. It's not that, it's a fact of who wants to buy Dubs, that's the thing. Tonali, Bruno, Joe Linton, and having Willock and the 2 Mileys as backup is insane. It's absolutely insane, Craig, isn't it? You know, and it's the thing. I mean, Jamie Miley's come on and played well, so look, you know, doing very well. And indeed, Daniela, I hope we get 3rd. Mark says, see, there's a second Irish kid from Galway and Newcastle signed. Yes, that's Rory Finnan, isn't it, from Blackburn Rovers? Gordon's not going anywhere, simple as, absolutely. I'm happy, says Danielle. I think we're getting underrated by everyone. I expect both our clubs to go big in the domestic this season without being out of Europe. Yeah, absolutely. The 6 fans are so entitled to think they win everything. Yeah. See, Bruno's captain is good. Yeah, I mean, look, if Trippier was to leave the club, who would you give the captaincy to? I know, obviously, Dan Burns probably going to be the favourite. He would be the favourite to be the captain. But, you know, Bruno, it may be Bruno's audition today and he may do well and they may think, wow, hang on a minute. Boom. 100% Daniela. K88 says Gordon's contract runs out in June 26. Yes, it does. If he does not extend, he will have to be sold next summer. We would get more for him now, but let's hope he signs. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, the say FFP's 4.5 times what a player sold on. So if we did sell Gordon for 100 million to Liverpool, and there was no player coming in, it was just a straight 100 million. Then you're looking at, what, 450 million quid in FFP? So, you know, yes, it would push our up, but we don't want to be losing players like Anthony Gordon either. That's the thing. I've got him on the back of the shirt, so I don't certainly want to lose him. Bruno should be our captain, so we keep him for a long time, says Trolls. I think, look, as long as we do well, if we have a good season next season, and we finish Champions League, and we win something, maybe we win the Carabao Cup or whatever, I don't think Bruno will go anywhere. Julie says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Julie. Hope you're well. That's better. Wrong account again. No problem, Julie. No problem. Fabian Scher wouldn't put it on Bruno. He has enough responsibility. Yeah. Hopefully, Miggy and Trips go to Saudi for big money, for big wages, and release 30 to 35 million and remove their salaries. Reinvest in quality player like Morgan Gibbs White, who can operate in the right wing if needed. Not a bad shout, David. Not a bad shout. Yeah, absolutely. Just got to convince Miggy to leave. That's the thing. Bruno would be an excellent captain, as would Tonali. Yeah. What would be the betting on a Newcastle versus West Ham League or FA Cup final? Do you know what? That would be amazing, wouldn't it, Daniela? Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens on that one, but it would be absolutely fantastic if that happens, doesn't it? Liverpool can't afford to pay 100 million for Gordon. They think they can get him for 80 million. Yeah, they're not going to get him for 80 million. Not a chance. And I think if Gordon had come on, what if Gordon had come on in that Euros final, went on a run, scored an amazing goal, and we win that game, and we won the Euros? You know, where would the where would his price tag be then? It could be a lot more. Love that, Daniela. Would be interesting in this house if it happens. I don't think we are going for a right winger. How is happy with Murphy and Miggy? Well, apparently we are looking at a right winger. Trolls, we are looking at a right winger. So we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, look, we're still interested in Nicholas Gonzalez, who's worth around 25 million quid. Gonzalez is expected to meet with Fiorentina on Monday, when he's expected to tell the club that he wants to leave, because it's us, Juventus, and Atalanta who are interested in signing him. So we wait and see what happens with that one. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do end up, signing a right wing. I think we need to sign another right wing. I know Murphy's playing well in these pre-season friendlies, and he's played well last season at times. But look, we need a proper right winger, and I'm sure we'll get one. But Murphy would be a great squad player to have. He really is a great squad player. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one, and we'll see how that develops. But like I say, there's still plenty of time of the transfer window to go. So look, you just never know. You just never know what can happen. Might even go right up until deadline day to sign in a right winger or whatever. Sometimes you get a player cheaper on deadline day, sometimes you don't. Sometimes the price will go up, especially if it's Newcastle United coming knocking. But again, we'll just have to wait and see how this one plays out. We seem to be building up from the England under 21 squad. Hall, Livermore, Gordon, Guehi, Morgan Gibbs White would feel right at home. Yeah, absolutely. How can we be happy with Miggy? Absolutely. Yeah, we are definitely linked to Nicholas Gonzalez. Yeah, definitely. We're still in there with a shout, that's for sure. So now look, and I know we're not linked with this guy, but do you know what? Right, I know he's a striker, and again, he's 19 years of age, and to be honest with you, another one that just needs great coaching. Yes, he cost you a little bit more than Osula would, but you could have him in the squad anyway. And I would like to see the club take a punt on him, because his club now want him gone, because he just hasn't really got in there. Whether it was a Xavi signing or not, we don't know who it was who signed this guy, but there he is, Vitor Roque. Vitor Roque is a 19-year-old Brazilian striker. His weakness is ball control, but other than that, he started 2 games out of 14 he played for Barcelona. He scored 2 goals last season, and he missed 5 big chances. But again, 19 plus, he wouldn't take a place in the 25-man Premier League squad because he's under 21. Now he's valued around about 25 million quid. If you remember, he's come from the same club as where Bruno come from, Atletico Paranaense, where Bruno started. Look, Foxy spoke about this guy last year and said this is somebody that we should be looking at. And then he went to Barcelona. And look, he hasn't had a fair time at Barcelona, and he's not in their plans now, and they're looking to move him on. Even if we went to Barcelona and said, look, can we take him on loan for the season with a view to a permanent move? I would be happy with that. I would take this guy on a loan move. It's adding extra strength and depth, because especially if Wilson does miss any more games, then you've got 2 other fit strikers on the bench as well. Not that we are linked with him or anything like that, but it was just an observation. How, would you take him on loan for the season with maybe a view to a permanent move? Makes sense. He's only young. Let's see what people are saying in the chat as well. I don't think if Foxy was in the chat, he would come on and have his say about Vitor Roque, but yeah. Very good player. Well, he can be a good player. Joe Linton would be my captain, guys. A beast on the pitch, plays for the shirt with all his heart, and as the epitome of never giving up. Absolutely. I mean, just quickly going back to Vitor Roque, when he played in Brazil, 19 games, he started out with 25 and he got 12 goals and 3 assists. And yes, we know it's going to be, people say, well, that's just the Brazilian league. Yeah, we know it's the Brazilian league, but the fact is, he's not really had a chance at Barcelona. That's what I would say. Try and get him on a loan move. Like Brighton did with Ansu Fati, didn't they? I'm the same, Julie can't understand it. Troll says Murphy should not be sold. He says, yeah, I would go for not go for Morgan Gibbs White or Elanga because of price and wages. I mean, look, do you not think Elanga would be a good move? Because I think Elanga would do really well, considering he's Swedish and he knows Isak well. So them two know each other very well. So Elanga and Isak linking up together, I think that would be fantastic. And look, Man United must be absolutely seething that they sold him for only 15 million quid. Considering they bought a right winger in Anthony for 85 million quid, who's absolutely useless. You know, gets excited when he scores against a League Two team in the FA Cup. So look, I would take Elanga. Eddie gives his all to players, gets the same. He'll never throw a player under the bus. Even Fraser, he didn't badmouth. He always positive towards him. Yeah, another one we need to get rid of out the club. Fraser, come on. Keeping Murphy as a must, absolutely. What time's kick off? 11 a.m. So in about just under 48 minutes time. 11 for you, 12 for me, says Trolls. Hi, says Evelyn. Hi to you. Hope you're well. Saudis won't sell Gordon. Absolutely not, Mark. I'm thinking, Gordon stays. You think Soccer? Yeah. Craig says, has there been any movement towards the Chelsea Academy guys? We not made an offer to them, get the youth system a proper boost. I mean, weren't we looking at a coach or something from Chelsea? I'm not sure. I don't know what's happened there. A loan may be better, just see if you can settle in England. Absolutely, Daniela. I would take a punt on him. I really would. Man U apparently gutted they let him go early. Can we watch the match? It's on NUFC TV, Craig, the match. I'm in South Africa. Where can I watch it, says the basement. I'm not sure. The only I would imagine if you go on to NUFC TV, you may be able to watch it from there. If you have a VPN, you might just have to set that to the UK and then you can watch the match that way on NUFC TV. If you can't watch it in South Africa on your NUFC TV, then you'll need a VPN to click into the United Kingdom. 3 years, our squad will be unbelievable. Be patient, come in. Absolutely, David. We're building a team. We are. One good thing yesterday we found out is the England's managers' applications system's now closed. So everybody who's applied for the England job, it's all finished with now. Hopefully that will come to a swift conclusion. They are still shouting that Eddie Howe to be the favourite for the manager. He's still the bookmaker's favourite. He's still the bookmaker's favourite. So again, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. If it was to be Eddie Howe that went to the England job, then look, we need it. So if Eddie Howe does want this job, and if they do want to take Eddie Howe, then what they have to do is get it sorted out rather quickly so we can get somebody else in as well. Because look, it's not fair if this drags on and then Eddie Howe goes and then we've only got a few days left in the window and we haven't got a manager. So, and we don't want to be in that situation. So the way I look at it is, they want Eddie Howe, and if Eddie Howe wants to go and talk to the FA, don't take the job, Eddie, just stay at Newcastle. But there again, if he does want to take it, we want it wrapped up as quickly as possible. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying that because as a club, we want to be able to move on as well. But we'll wait and see what happens. There's a long way to go yet. West Ham agree a 27 million fee for Falkirk, says BBC Sport 42 minutes ago. Wow, what a sign he'll be. As I say, I would have had him as backup. If Wilson didn't have the surgery and we could have got rid of Wilson, I would have quite happily took Falkirk, to be fair, because he played well against us for Dortmund and he scored against us last season as well. But yes, his NUFC TV is worldwide, although foreign broadcasters are available. Yeah, maybe it may be on a channel somewhere. I can't see it being Eddie yet, says Daniela. There again, Daniela, you never know. It's funny how things work. Potter again, he's another one who's a younger coach as well. So, you can have Antonio. No, thank you. We don't want Antonio. Too old. But look, the end of the day, we'll see what happens. Elanga is hard worker and has blistering pace. Absolutely does, Bramford. And hello to you, mate. He does. I mean, look at what he done to Dan Burn last season, Nuno Espirito Santo. He swapped his wingers around. He put Hudson-Odoi left. He put Elanga right because he knew Elanga would take Burn out. And that's exactly what he did. Strip Burn for pace. I don't know if anybody watches Mark Goldbridge, but he had his show on the other day and talking about who the managers are in favour for getting sacked. And believe it or not, Chelsea's manager's not even in the top 5 to get sacked first. Now, I said Maresca will be the first manager gone from Chelsea. I think he'll be the first manager sacked this season. I really do. And in fact, I'm even looking to betting and see what price he is and actually stick a few quid on it, because I believe he will be the first manager gone. I think he'll be gone by October. Now that's probably a bold statement, but I think Maresca will be gone and he will be sacked because he is going to have no clue whatsoever once they start not doing well in the start losing games and things like that, and the pressure's on. I think he's going to struggle. So yes, I would say definitely Maresca for me has got to be the first manager sacked this season. Who do you think will be the first manager sacked? Do you agree with me? Do you think Maresca will be the first one gone? Because anyway, going back to Mark Goldbridge, so anyway, Maresca wasn't in that top 5. But the favourite manager to be the first manager sacked next season, and this came as a shock, and even Mark Goldbridge was shocked by it, and he said no chance for him whatsoever either, and it is Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe is the favourite to be the first manager sacked. And look, Mark Goldbridge says, why the hell is Eddie Howe the favourite manager to be sacked? He says, no chance whatsoever. He says he shouldn't even be in this top 5. He said for Mark Goldbridge says his favourite to be sacked first would be Espirito Santo from Forest. But he definitely said he was shocked when he saw it was Eddie Howe. The club put a video of a performance director this morning. I asked if he could fix Neto. Is Bourne still a target? I think Jared Bourne said no to the move because obviously he wants to stay in London. Danny Dyer, who he's married to, not the male, not the actor by the way, but his daughter. He's married to Danny Dyer, and I think even his father-in-law's also said that he isn't interested in leaving London, so I doubt it. Daniela says, in my opinion, I don't think Eddie has the international experience for the England job yet. In 5 years, maybe. There again, no. Graham Potter, has he got international experience? Not particularly. He's been in obviously the Danish league or Norwegian league, whatever it was he was at. I was a Swedish league. I can't remember which league he was at now. But look, yeah. You never know. You never know, Daniela. We'll wait and see who gets the England job. Liverpool's supposed to be after Bourne now. The favourite manager to be top 8 to be sacked is Anga Postecoglou. If we aren't top half at Christmas time, how is gone in my opinion. Not that I think we want to be top half. That we won't be top half, rather, Drill says. If Danny Dyer was my father-in-law, I'd move to Outer Mongolia. I'm not keen on Potter. No, I don't want Potter anywhere near the England team. After the comments he made about Newcastle United when he was Chelsea manager, pre-match and post-match about us, the man doesn't know how to manage a top level. You know, he doesn't like criticism. Even a Brighton fan rang into Talk Sport and he said, you know, obviously he's been a season ticket holder for Brighton for like 30 odd years or whatever. And Potter had one game where the team was really, really horrible in rank, and the performance was terrible. And he turned around and he said the fans gave Potter stick that day. And Graham Potter's response to the fans were, if you don't like coming here to watch football, don't bother coming back then. And it's like, hang on a minute, you don't talk to your fans like that. You don't say to your fans, don't bother coming back. It's like us having a bad game and criticising Eddie Howe, and Eddie Howe saying in the press conference, well, I'll tell you what, if you're not happy with it, don't bother coming back. How do you think the fan base would react? They would be skeething at him. So, look, it's disgusting. And I don't want Potter anywhere near the England job. Not at all. The players on board with our board will bring in will be perfect with the development plan. A 30 million player now does not or cannot develop into a 60 or 70 million player will be on the bench or sold in a few years. That's what it's all about. That's what Darren Neal says. I'm not keen on Potter either. Tony was okay at Brighton, but as Tony's just said, not at top level. Critic is what you make see changes if you need to be a top manager, absolutely. Pamu. Bruce for England, I'll get me caught. No, he won't get anywhere near the England job, let's be honest. They have a lot of chat from ITKs on Bowen leaving West Ham, but it's all crap. Like the Gordon leaving you. In fact, there's more chance of Gordon going than Bowen. I mean, look, Bowen's on a long contract till 2030, so he's gone another 6 years. West Ham could command as much as they want. Yeah, didn't even want Steve Bruce. Maybe because there was no Greggs there, that probably, didn't help either. One thing I do want to see is, look, and I'm just going off topic of football at this moment in time, but I do want to see, look, obviously, I did see the other day, I think it was Monday when it happened, but look, what happened in Southport this week, very tragic indeed, and look, 3 young little girls lost their lives, which is absolutely tragic. Knife crime is serious, we know, in this country, and it needs to be addressed. And look, we all want to see Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister, come out and say how much knife crime needs to be tackled in this country, because it is getting beyond the joke now. Especially when people are just losing their lives. Knives are dangerous, and nobody should be frightened in society to walk about. But all these violent protests we've seen over the few days now, that's just getting ridiculous now. There's no need for the violent protests at the end of the day. And look, I appeal to anybody out there. I know I'm just somebody will say, "Oh, you're just on YouTube." Yeah, but the thing is, all I would say is, come on, let's stop this violence. Let's think about these 3 little girls who have lost their lives. We shouldn't be fighting against the police because of this. If you want to make a protest about knife crime, do it peacefully, but stop this violence. There's no need for it. And that's what I'm going to say on that one. The Darren Farley video yesterday on Steve Bruce, I haven't seen that, but I'll have to watch it. I would still not rule out Pep for the England job. Stronger things happen in football, absolutely. It's on Paramount Plus, apparently. So there we go as well. Paramount Plus is showing the match. So maybe if you're a subscriber to that in a different country, then you may be to watch it on there, because that is a streaming service. So yeah, absolutely. Right, guys and girls, look, it's been a great show. Come to the end of the show now, because obviously people want to get themselves ready to watch the game and get set up. So, but I hope you've enjoyed the show. And if you have enjoyed what you've seen and you haven't yet smashed that like, please do smash a thumbs up to show the sheep is demonstrating. It does help the channel. Also, if you are brand new to the channel, come and smash the subscribe and be part of this great community we got here. Also, hit the bell notification. That tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record of any upcoming shows as well. Yeah, so like I say, let's hope we can sign off Japan with a win. And that is the team lineup once again before we do go off air. Vlachodimos in goal with a back four of Livramento, Fabian Schär, Lloyd Kelly, and Lewis Hall. There'll be a midfield three of Longstaff, Bruno, and Joe Linton. And then we've got the front three of Miguel Almiron, Alexander Isak, and Harvey Barnes. So that is the team. And on the bench, it's Pope, Ruddy, Jamal Lewis, Emil Kraft, Jacob Murphy, Harrison Ashby, Dan Byrne, Jamie Maley, Turner Cook, Heffernan, Parkinson, Harrison, and Sanusi. So we look forward to that game, and let's hope we come out on top and win it. Hi, everyone, says Clocky. Hi, mate. Hope you're well. Great show. Thanks, Jules. Daniela says, totally agree on knife crime, but the ultra-right political movement need to stop poking the fire. Yeah, absolutely. It's not been great what we've seen. Captain Bruno, absolutely. Is the game free or a small price for the game? I think you're getting it free if you're a member, but I think if you're not a member, you've got to pay for it. But you can buy a pass as well. So Daniela Pep's waiting for the Newcastle job. Cheers, Tony, says the baseman. No worries, mate. Thank you very much. We don't need the ultra left or right. No, absolutely not. 27 million the fee for Fulkrug. That's a steal. Well done, West Ham. Absolutely. Anyhow, if Newcastle have a poor season, may go. Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Mark. I think he'll be under massive pressure next season because he's been here 3 years now. And look, the owners will expect big things next season. And they may see on TV, oh, we're happy with Eddie. He's got a multi-year contract and all this. That doesn't matter. It's the guy upstairs, Yasser Al-Ramayan, and Jamie Rubin. And if they're not happy with what's going on, they're going to make a change. And there's nothing Darren Eales or anybody else can do about it. 3 more coming this weekend for the Hamas. You are really strengthening there, Daniela, and, really are. He won't have the safety net of Amanda Miata either if Paul Mitchell isn't happy he's gone. Yeah, absolutely. And everybody thinks because of Paul Mitchell that if Howe did go, Pochettino be in line to come in. Howe will be under real pressure if he does get Champions League or win a cup. May lose his job without one of those. Yeah. Or if he doesn't get it, yeah. If he doesn't get it, yeah, absolutely, Craig. I agree, mate. I agree. Anyway, guys, enjoy the game and remember the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white. I'm not sure what I've got coming up next, but I just thought I'd do the pre-match day, which has been absolutely fantastic. And thank you to everybody coming on. And I'm seeing it's early morning, it's 10:30 now, but, thank you to everybody who's came on as well. But until then, enjoy the game. Let's hope we can get a win out of this. And till next time, I will see you all later. How are the lads and the lasses?